r/AskReddit by Redmond ETS. What's a movie fact you know that pretty much no one else knows? The theme song from Mission Impossible spells out MI in Morse code in repeat. In Edward Scissorhands, the version shown to critics and reviewers contained a scene that got cut from the final theatrical version. The scene was during the opening when the grandmother starts telling her story to the little girl. Essentially, it made it clear that everything we are seeing in Edward's story is not as it actually occurred, but rather we're peering inside the little girl's imagination, seeing how she's interpreting what her grandmother is telling her. This brings whole new meaning to things like the way the houses are painted, how all the dads leave for work at exactly the same time, and the quirkiness of how everyone behaves. Once you know that this scene exists, you see the movie in a very different way. Much of what we think of a Tim Burton weirdness is actually childlike imagination once you know. So, go watch it again. It's not a whole new movie, but it feels and comes across in a whole new way. In Contagion, the autopsy performed on Gwyneth Paltrow used a prop head that was originally made for the finale of Seven. The latter decided against showing what was in the box and thus, years later it was repurposed. In other words, we finally got to see what was in the box. In Wayne's World, when Wayne plays Stairway to Heaven and the store clerk points to a sign that says no stairway to heaven, the audience is led to believe the clerks banned the song because they were tired of hearing it. However, the actual song was supposed to be featured in the movie, but Led Zeppelin's PR people pulled the plug at the last minute. So when Wayne says, "No stairway," denied. That's what he means. Actually, the first few notes of the song was in the original theatrical run, but then Zeppelin sued and it was changed. Robert Englund, Freddy Krueger, originally auditioned to be Luke Skywalker, but didn't get the role. He told his roommate Mark Hamill to go try it out instead. In Pixar's Coco, the boy who was going to play Miguel hit puberty, changing his voice. The people in charge replaced him with someone younger. The original boy got a cameo where he is the guy working the stage asking him if he's ready to go on. Anthony Hopkins is an incredible mimic. Throughout his career, he's looped, post-production sound re-recording, many well-known co-stars who were unavailable for recording sessions. He's never taken credit for this. When filming the rooftop scene in The Departed, a giant inflatable Arthur the Aardvark on top of a nearby children's museum would have dominated the background of many of the shots. The museum graciously agreed to temporarily deflate and remove Arthur. Elle Woods has a different hairstyle in every scene in Legally Blonde. The original choice for Buzz Lightyear in Toy Story was Billy Crystal. He turned it down and went on to say it was one of the biggest mistakes of his career. When the opportunity to voice Mike in Monsters Incorporated came up, he jumped at it, as he didn't want to make the same mistake twice. In the first Shrek movie, Lord Farquaad is removing all the fairy tale creatures from the swamp. He wants Shrek's home too. In the old DVD extras they explain it's because he wants to build a theme park there. It's not explained at all in the movie. Cause Farquaad was modeled after then Disney CEO Michael Eisner. Shrek was produced by DreamWorks, which was co-founded by Jeffrey Katzenberg, who ran Disney before Eisner. Farquaad is also a play on the word quad. I figure people know all facts about movies, but my favorite too. Silence of the Lambs. In the first scene with Hannibal, he gives Clarice the answer for where Buffalo Bill is. She asks about his drawings on the wall and the only one talks about is the view from the Belvedere. Buffalo Bill was in Belvedere, Ohio. Jurassic Park. When Newman slips in the mud after getting his Jeep stuck. There is a slide whistle sound effect. I can't unhear. In Aliens, after the first encounter with the aliens, as the Marines are retreating, there is a scene where they get in the troop carrier, and as they are getting ready to leave, an alien tries to get in. Hicks picks his shotgun off the deck, jams it in the alien's mouth, yells "Eat this," and blows it away. That whole scene was shot backwards, because the actor Michael Biehn couldn't perform the move properly, so it was shot backwards, played in reverse, and then sound dubbed over it. The crew agreed to do the shower scene in Starship Troopers so long as the director was also naked. And he was. In Titanic, the lake in Wisconsin where Jack says he fell through the ice didn't exist yet. When Jack told Rose about how cold the water in the North Atlantic was, he mentioned himself falling through the ice in Lake Wissota, Wisconsin. Titanic sank in 1912. And Lake Wissota wasn't created until 1917. Every single scene in Home Alone contains something red and green in it. Go check for yourself if you don't believe me. In Fight Club, in the scene where Ed and Brad wreck in the car, Ed crawls out of the driver's side, an early clue that he is Tyler. The part that you know is that there was an argument about it. Production thought it was a continuity error. Fincher was like nah, and didn't explain. Also in Fight Club, Helena Bonham Carter didn't know anything about American school systems. So the infamous, "I haven't been f***ed like that since grade school," didn't sink in until it was explained to her after the opening night showing. She was naturally very upset. Carrie Fisher said that one time Alec Guinness gave Mark Hamill £10 to leave him alone. The ship built for the Titanic set was 90% the size of the real thing. James Cameron spent more time with the real Titanic than those who sailed on her. John Candy was paid less than $500 to appear as Gus Polinski in Home Alone. The couple kissing in Hook as Peter and Tinkerbell fly over them are George Lucas and Carrie Fisher. Oh, the random cameos in Hook are crazy. The police inspector is Phil Collins. One of Hook's pirates is David Crosby. Another pirate is Jimmy Buffett. Young Wendy is Gwyneth Paltrow. Say, who's that pirate who delivers the memorable performance, begging not to be placed in the boo box? Oh, that's Glenn Close. The original Halloween, 1978, took place in Illinois in October. However, it was filmed in California in the springtime. To make it more believable, they had bags of dead autumn leaves shipped in. There was a person whose job it was to scatter the leaves around the set, then bag them back up and move them to the next filming location. Leslie Nielsen was a critically acclaimed Western actor before he did Airplane. On the set, people were intimidated by him because of his status. But they had no idea that he was the set prankster. He's actually buried with a fart machine that he used to carry around to mess with people. Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Judge Doom, played by Christopher Lloyd, never blinks once the entire movie. I won't say why for the sake of spoilers. I could talk at length about the crazy techniques and control rigs they developed to create what was the best ever integration of live action and animation, but that's my favorite fact. Lord of the Rings fans are known for knowing every single trivia. But I find it weird that not more people know that Gandalf says you shall not pass, because the Alley's motto during World War I was, they shall not pass, and Tolkien served during World War I. Robert Shaw, Kint, in Jaws, could not stay in Massachusetts while filming Jaws. Had to be flown to Canada daily. Guess he owed the USA tax money, couldn't take any chances. Oh, and he was seasick all the time on the Orca. The Emperor's New Groove was the first Disney movie to show a pregnant woman on screen. Apparently Al Pacino snorted so much fake cocaine filming Scarface that he has damage to his nasal cavities. That's all folks. Thank you for watching. If you like videos like this one, why not like and subscribe for more? Have a nice evening.